The moral of this film is that when you rent out an Airbnb and you go down into the basement and you find a secret passageway that leads you to a dirty, disgusting room with a mattress and a video camera in it, and then another hallway and other rooms with demons inside of it, you get the hell out of there! Barbarian, released in 2022 and is directed by Zach Cregger, who is also behind such films like Miss March, The Civil War on Drugs, and an upcoming project named Weapons. And this film is starring Georgiana Campbell, Justin Long, and Bill Skarsgård, which meets the requirement for this movie to actually be considered a movie. You have to have at least one Skarsgård in it, so this movie is an actual movie. And the reason why we're talking about Barbarian today is because it was a PayPal recommendation and donation from a longtime contributor and supporter of this channel named The Stars. Thank you so much for this recommendation. I had heard so much about this film. People were talking about it all last year, how it's one of the creepiest things they've ever seen, and I wouldn't say it's the creepiest thing, but my god, I was on the edge of my seat several times in here, just with all of the darkness, and going deeper into the ground. Like, why? Why would you do that? You dumb person. Why would you keep going? Why would you keep walking down the dark, scary hallway? But if anyone else out there also wants to be like Name the Stars and help contribute and support me, you can select the QR code that is in the bottom left corner of your screen right now. Send over a donation with your movie recommendation. Any size donation will do. And if I have access to your movie, I will watch it, review it, and give you a little shout out, just like what I did with Name the Stars. Tess Marshall arrives at an Airbnb that is already being occupied by Bill Skarsgård. And while they are both staying in the house, Tess discovers a hidden passage in the basement that leads to a dark and creepy tunnel where there is some weird-ass people living inside of it. So the movie is about Tess trying to escape these caverns and trying to escape this demonic-looking creature, but then also trying to save Justin Long, who shows up halfway through the movie, who is a gigantic prick. And that leads me to my first point. The story structure in here is very strange. It's very weird. It's not normal, but I actually really liked it. The movie starts with Tess and Bill Skarsgård. I'm just going to call him Bill Skarsgård because I just like saying Skarsgård. But it starts with their relationship, building on their relationship, and she seems hesitant with him. He's kind of coming across as a huge-ass creeper, which makes sense because he does play Pennywise, and he does kind of look creepy and yet handsome at the same time. He's a very confusing-looking man, he is. And they go about their days over the next 48 hours. She finds this hidden passage where something happens. I won't spoil what it is, but god damn it. I could be claustrophobic. I don't think I've ever been put in a situation where I would discover that I actually have claustrophobia. If that's the actual word, I'm gonna make it the word now. But god, going deep into a tunnel in the earth where there's no lights and there's just flat out darkness. You can have the brightness on your phone as bright as you possibly can, but that only goes like, what, 6 feet in front of you? And then it's just fucking dark. And that's creepy because things randomly just start running at you from the dark and you go, wow! But it starts off with those two in that situation. Then all of a sudden we cut to Justin Long, who's this big Hollywood director who's trying to get this pilot going, and he loses his sponsorship because he is a giant prick, and then he goes out to his properties out in Michigan, which, you know, that's where I'm at, and that's where this house is, this Airbnb. And then something happens to him with him going into the basement, and then both of our stories, where one stops and the other starts, now we're kind of continuing along again. We're intertwined, we're moving along. So the story structure here, it's out of the norm, but I really do like it. And all three of our performances here, I think, are fantastic when it comes to a horror film. No one's acting campy, no one is acting over the top. They have a very real sense of realism and naturalism to them. Because this whole idea of this hidden passageway, this hidden tunnel in your house, it's fantastical. Like, that's highly unlikely that that would happen, but there is this sense of naturalism and realism to this where you go, okay, nope, that could actually happen. Actually, I should look around down here just to make sure that there's no hidden passageways. And the movie does present you a crossroads. It does present you a sense of morality. What is right? Is it the right thing to go run for help, or is it the right thing to go back and save the person that was left behind or got stuck behind while you escaped? This character wants to go back and save them. Personally, me, I'll be honest, I would not do that. If I got out of this house, if I was held prisoner and I got out, I would run. I would run to the cops. If they didn't believe me, I would piss them off enough to where they would take me to the station and lock me up so that this monster that is in this basement of this house cannot go out and get me. I would call the cops, I would call the Airbnb renter program system to send someone out there and fix it. I would burn the place down. I would not go back inside to save the person. I am sorry. And I guess that's why no one makes movies about me. But I'm pretty sure I am not the only one out there who would do the same thing, so I know I'm not alone. You let me know in the comments who would also do what I did. If any of you out there do feel like you would go back inside and save the people, then you can put that in there too. But I feel like there's a lot more of my mentality in this situation out there than there is the heroic person. And I guess that's why they're called heroes, because there's so few of them. Yeah. I'm just making myself feel great about myself and my morality and my choices that I've made. The script, the performances are all great here, the technical aspects, just the use of darkness. And I'm sure a lot of it had to be like CGI blackness and CGI darkness in the basement, which I'm totally okay with. I saw a lot of that in the Conjuring films where you would look over in the corner and there would just be black, which wouldn't make sense because everything else is lit and there would just be black in the corner. I feel like that's happening here where we just have a lot of CGI black and CGI darkness, which fucking works. My god, if you can't see something, I mean, that is just true freaking horror right there. And then when we also find out the backstory of how this house came to be in the 1960s, it totally makes sense. Like that, yeah, that would be the appropriate origin story for what is happening here. It's disgusting, it's sick, but yeah, that totally makes sense. The ending, though, is... I don't know how to comment on the ending, because I felt like it was very ambitious, and it was kind of a cool way to just cut to the credits immediately. But leading up to it, it actually got a little campy for me. There were some situations, and you'll know it when you see it, all the jumping and saving things, that got a little outlandish, and I don't necessarily believe that that would happen, but you know, it happened. The movie was asking a lot of me already that I was going along with. Those moments leading up to the final scene of this movie, it may have asked a little bit too much of me, where I was just kind of like, what, come on, really? Barbarian is a solid, horrific, suspenseful movie that really gnaws at the bone of your fears if you have claustrophobia, if you hate being in the dark at all, and I mean pitch black dark. Not like out in the woods at nighttime, you still have the moonlight out there. No, there is nothing. It is all dark, and you're in the goddamn earth. You're going through caves in the earth. It's scary. It's terrifying. This movie is terrifying. Got a little cheesy there at the end, but it's a well-directed film, a well-paced film, a well-acted film, just an overall well-written film. This movie was a lot of fun. I'm gonna give Barbarian 4 out of 5 Blu-rays.
I like it a lot.
So guys, if you've seen Barbarian, what did you think about it? Or if you've never seen it before and you stumbled across because of this video, then comment below, let me know what you thought about it. And as always, if you like what you see here, if you like my take on movies, then hit the subscribe button and make sure you hit that bell so you know the next time I release next movie review. So guys, I will see you next time on the channel, but in the meantime, be well, be good to each other, and go watch a movie. Take care, guys.